All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to tackle an idea that pretty much flips the script on what most of us think financial freedom is all about. We usually picture it as having more, earning more, saying yes to everything. But what if the real power, the real freedom, lies in something way, way simpler? Okay, let's just pause on this for a second. This one sentence is the whole core of what we're exploring today. It sounds a little backward, right? I mean, we're all taught to chase opportunities, to say yes to open doors. But this idea suggests that real control, true freedom, that starts with having the guts to just say no. So first up, let's talk about the big illusion. When I say the words financial freedom, what pops into your head? For most people, it's a very specific image. And maybe, just maybe, it's a little bit misleading. So here you can see the classic belief versus the reality. We're sold this dream that freedom means giant bank accounts and a nonstop flood of opportunities. But what if it's actually about being really smart with what you already have? And more importantly, about prioritizing what actually matters to you by having the courage to turn down everything else. It's a huge shift from just chasing quantity to focusing on quality. And this brings us to a really critical point. There's a hidden cost to always saying yes. Every single time we agree to something, no matter how small, there's a price tag attached. And trust me, it's not always about the money. I mean, just think about it for a second. That invitation to a dinner you can't really afford, that extra project at work. How many times do we just go along with it because saying no feels, well, awkward? Every single one of those moments costs us something. And these little yeses, they add up so fast. It's that expensive dinner when you're trying to save, or the shiny new gadget you know you don't really need. It's the extra work that drains your time and energy. Individually, they feel like no big deal, but stack them all together, that's how you slowly but surely lose control over your money, your time, and your life. So, if yes is the hidden trap, then the solution is all about learning to reframe the word no. This isn't about being negative or depriving yourself of things. It's about empowerment. It's about taking back control. And this is the key mindset shift right here. Saying no isn't about building walls or shutting down opportunities. It's about using it as a filter, a tool to focus your limited resources, your time, your money, your energy, on the things that actually move you forward. So, how do we actually do this? How do we turn the word no into a practical, everyday tool for making better choices? Well, it's actually way simpler than you might think. This is it, a super simple little test. Before you buy something, before you agree to something, you just run this quick mental check. Does this actually get me closer to where I want to be? If the honest answer is no, then the answer is a simple, guilt-free no. It's a tiny habit that starts small but builds into this incredibly powerful force for change in your life. And here's where it gets really interesting. The impact of this goes way, way beyond your bank account. It fundamentally changes how you manage your most valuable resources, the ones you can never get back. Because here's the beautiful result. Every single time you say no to something that doesn't really matter, you're not just avoiding a cost. You are actively, intentionally creating space in your life. And what fills that space? This is what fills it. All the good stuff. The resources you just saved can now go towards your savings, your investments, or quality time with your family. You get more control, you get more mental peace, and you suddenly have the energy for the projects and people you actually care about. When you really think about it, this whole practice is just an act of self-respect. When you set those boundaries, you're telling yourself and everyone else that your goals are worth protecting. And honestly, it sets such a powerful example for the people around you too. It shows them that your resources and theirs are valuable and worth protecting. So as we start to wrap this up, let's look at the big picture here. This whole idea, it's not about sacrifice, not at all. It's about making the single most strategic investment you can possibly make. And if there's one thing to take away, it's this. Every no isn't an ending. It's the beginning of a powerful, intentional yes to building the life you actually want. A life defined by freedom and purpose, not by obligations and clutter. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. What could you say no to? Maybe even starting today. And what incredible things could you finally say yes to with all the space you create?